Hello, welcome back. We are continuing in our series of building the blog post. So this is what my site looks like if you did that little assignment I gave you earlier on, which was to implement the footer. This is how you should look something like this. So this is the sticky footer. If you didn't, I'll just show you real quick. You can go to, because I pushed these changes, go to github.com/kcny. So this is the project. This is where you can see the project changes, and then you can click on the project. So let's find the project. It's blog 522. This one says 520. Let's see where it is. Let me just click on here. This one, blog 522. You see it says 11 minutes ago I pushed a small change, which was the little assignment that I gave to you. So two things that you need to do. One is to go to app, views, shared, and click on the footer and see what I did to implement my footer. Yours might be different, which is fine. But if you don't like how yours look, or you didn't get to it, this is what you need. You need to put this code into your footer, and it tells you the path right there. App, views, shared, footer. Okay. And then next we want to go to the assets, app assets. Click on the style sheet, and then click on the style.scss, and that's the second thing that I did, which was I updated my style sheets. So you just want this following CSS code here, and then you paste it into your style.scss, and then your blog is going to look like mine if that's what you're aiming for. Okay. Otherwise, it's always good to take detours and do your own thing. That's why I am showing you this in a different way. Like I'm showing you the framework, the guidelines. We're using getting started with Rails here to fall back on the documentation in case we need it. But it's always good to challenge yourself a little bit, do things slightly different. That's how you're gonna learn more. Okay. So the next thing that we're gonna do is create the blog engine. But before we do, you see how they created it here. This is the way you want to do it, right? This is how the professionals are going to be doing it. You create the pages controller, or here they have their welcome with an index, and then they carry on and create the articles, the routes, and then the next thing they're going to be creating here, they talk about the layouts. Let's just scroll down. I'll show you where we're going with this. They create the forms. What else? So this is the detail. You need to know this. All of this. This is where the documentation is. But we're not going to be doing it like this. We're going to do things slightly differently. We're going to use scaffolding to do all of this work. We'll let Rails do all this work for us. But if you have never done this once, you have to go do it once, go through this process once. That way you understand fully what is going on. But because of our time constraints, I don't want my videos to be long, and I don't want this tutorial to go on for too many video series. We're going to use scaffolding. So if you go to your search engine and type in the following: getting up and running quickly with scaffolding. You might not even need to type in all of that, but that's what I'm using. You hit return. It should be the first one that comes, the first link that comes up. Click on it, and then go to chapter number 5. On the right here, you see there are chapters. Go to chapter number 5, and then read about scaffolding. We won't read it together, but this is what scaffolding is. It's a quick way to generate some major pieces of the application. So it'll generate the controller, the views, the model, and we can just use their code here to do that. Let me see if I like the way they did that. So generate post, name, which is a string, title, which is a string, and content, which is text. Okay, so I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to I'm gonna do mine differently. So let's go to our terminal, go here, and then we'll type in Rails generate. Remember they say post, but this is where we go our own way here. So title, and then the next thing we want is just the body, which is going to be text. Okay, so that's all we need to do. Rails, the G is for generate, so that's a short form of writing. Instead of typing out generate, you just say type in G. Okay, and then we don't want style sheets to be created, so we're going to say dash dash skip dash style sheets, because we're going to be using our own style sheets from Bootstrap. Okay, so hit return. If we didn't put that flag, the skip style sheets, it was going to create style sheets for us, but we don't want that. Let's see what it's doing. Could not find Rails generate post. Okay, I know. So I missed something here. So Rails generate scaffold. We need to tell it what we're trying to generate. It's the scaffold. Okay, so let me make sure you can see that. I'm going to clear my screen, my window here, and then we'll redo that. You see that? It says Rails generate. We tell it what it is, scaffold. We give it the name of the scaffold, which is post, and then we're going to have a title in that scaffold, and we're going to have a body. Then we'll skip the style sheets, hit return. Okay, so we're good. The next thing we want to do is first let's see the migration file. So migration, that's how I'll get to my migration files. And if you're wondering how I did that, or you want to get to it, always look down here. You will see how I got to it. This is how I learned to use Vim. I just was following a tutorial, and I was just watching what was going on, and I was able to pick up from that. So here is what our migration file looks like. Our table has not yet been created, but we will create it just in our next step here. So the next thing we want to do is type in Rails db migrate. If your version of Rails is not 5, if it's lower than 5, you're gonna have to type in rake db migrate instead of Rails. So Rails db migrate, hit return. Okay, then next we're going to push our application to Heroku. Git add. First let's push it to Heroku. Git add, git commit -m, and then here we're going to say add posts scaffold. And then what else did we do? We implemented Bootstrap, implement Bootstrap. All right, then we're going to type in git push. And if you don't want to always wait, you can string these commands. So git push, and then I'm going to say and git push Heroku. And so whenever you see an and, it means you go ahead and push if you want, but I'm just going to string mine. And git push Heroku, and Heroku run Rails db migrate. Okay, to create our database in Heroku. Hit return. And this will push our application to Heroku. And I'm going to end it here, and I will see you next time. Okay, thanks for watching. Goodbye.